Hey everyone, welcome back to Hardware Repair Depot. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Now before we get started, I just wanted to provide a brief disclaimer. This information is for educational purposes only and not intended as professional advice. Following these instructions may void your warranty. Always seek the advice of a professional before asking any questions regarding a particular topic. Alright guys, now that we got that out of the way, let's dive into today's topic. So today we've got an exciting project lined up. We're going to be diving into the Switch OLED to install the INSTINCT-NX V6S Modchip. Now this was a great Modchip. I've been working with it for a while. Of course we're going to be doing this for a client. The client also provided like an SD card, so we're going to be setting up that as well with Hecate custom firmware. Alright guys, getting the Switch powered on. You can also see that the Switch is fully updated. So it is on firmware update 18.1.0, which is great. And we're going to be disassembling the Switch, installing the Modchip, and then putting everything back together. So let's start by powering off the console and we can continue. So guys, there are like just a couple screws, some in the bottom of the Switch and on the top. And also there's going to be 2 screws on the side that we're going to be taking off. After this, it's real simple. We can just take off the back cover. So I'll show you guys. There is going to be a little bit of tension and pressure. As you can see, there's also 2 screws in the back that we're taking out. Alright guys, now that we got all the screws out, we can now take out this back cover. Alright guys, once we removed all the screws and checked that the micro SD card is out, as well as the game card, you can take apart this back cover, just like this, as you can see. And we'll set that aside for now. Alright, so now we have to take out all the screws for the inside, and we'll do that real quick. So as you can see guys, we're once we open it in, we're met with a Sheild, the Bluetooth adapter, and the Wi-Fi adapter. Alright, let's begin. So just real quick, we're just going to take out all of these screws and work around the wire for the Bluetooth adapter. Eventually, we're going to get to the motherboard and we can take out the motherboard as well. So just working around everything and making sure we're getting those screws out safely. Here I'm just removing the warranty sticker, and we'll put that back there just for fun. Alright guys, so as I was saying, here's that wire. We just gotta be careful as we're taking the screws out. Alright, now that we got all these screws out, we just have to make sure this wire right here for this Wi-Fi adapter is like safely out of its spot. As you can see, there's some wires going from here, so we just have to make sure that is good. So let's just do that real quick. Alright, now that we got that off, we can take this little platform out, but keep in mind that this thermal paste may be old, so it may give a little tug. I'll also make sure these wires are out right here. And overall, like as we're opening up the Switch OLED, remember to take your time, be delicate with each component. Now we can take this out. And it's very crucial to have the right tools like a precision screwdriver, plastic pry tools, and a static mat to keep everything safe. Alright, as you guys can see, we can now take this part out safely. So let's do so. Here's a piece. This is a module for the game card and the SD card. So let's keep this safe. Alright, now we can clean this and we can access the motherboard. Alright guys, now that we got the majority of this cleaned off, we're just going to unscrew these screws right here. And we're going to take this out and then we're going to further clean it. Alright, now we can easily take this right here out. As long as we full with everything. Just take this out because it will tug due to the excess dry out thermal paste. So we will need to apply brand new thermal paste, of course. And as you can see, it came out just like that. Now we can take out the axis that's left on board itself. And as you guys can see, it's all clean, all good. Now we can move forward. We can take off these screws right here, and then we'll be able to take out the motherboard. So let's just go ahead and do that. And also afterwards, we're gonna have to move on by taking out these ribbons. So we may do that as well. So let's go. And also, before moving on, let's just take out this power cable right here. Alright, now I'm just going to proceed by taking out the rest of these cables. Now just like that guys, we can just go ahead and take out this motherboard from the chassis. Just like that, we have the motherboard out. I'm going to put this safely away. And now we can go ahead and work on the motherboard. Alright guys, now on to the main event, soldering the INSTINCT-NX V6S Modchip. I've set up a 4K microscope so you can see every detail. Precision is key here. So here's just a quick size comparison so you can see how the INSTINCT-NX V6 Modchip size is compared to everything. It is pretty tiny as you can see. Now here you can see I'm using an X-Acto blade just to carefully take off the CPU shield. Like I said, you want to be precise, so you also want to make sure you have on hand some copper wire, flux, and of course you want to be using a steady hand. I'm just cleaning near the CPU area with some isopropyl alcohol, Q-tips, brush, and I'm also going to be using some Kimtech wipes just to make sure there's no dust. Making sure the capacitors that we're soldering near are completely clear of any thermal paste and debris. Now flipping over the motherboard to the other side, this is where we're gonna find the EMU chip. Again, it's covered by a shield, so carefully I'm gonna use an X-Acto blade to take this off as well. Here you can see this is where we're gonna be putting the DAT0 adapter, which we're gonna be using to solder. You'll see that part of the shield connector is getting in the way, so we're gonna have to remove this corner here just by using some metal snippers, as you can see, just to make it easier for us to put this DAT0 adapter in. Here you can see the adapter. We're just gonna quickly slide this in, just like so. And there we go. Alright, now quickly guys, we're just gonna test the connection of the adapter itself by putting the black probe on any ground connection. I'm just using the Type-C connector, and also putting the red probe on the point itself, the C point in this case, and we're getting a connection of 0.736, which is great. Now we're just gonna get the copper wire in hand, like I said, and we're gonna begin to solder the point. And of course guys, anytime we're applying heat, always remember to apply some flux. This just helps the soldering process a lot. And here, as you can see, I did the soldering connection and soldered the wire. Alright guys, so now what we want to do is get our flex cable for the CPU. This is going to be used for the mod chip. Quickly, we're just going to tin the pads, as you can see. Applying flux and then the heat. Now once we got those pads nicely tinned, we're just gonna put the flux cable in place. Again, reapplying the flux, and we're just gonna solder it in. And each time we're done with our soldering, we just want to remember to clean our job afterwards. You know, it's always a good habit to clean your work as you go. Alright guys, so if you made it this far into the video, please take a moment to just hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also like the video. You know, any type of support, even just by commenting on the video, leaving your ideas and thoughts, will greatly support the channel, and I'd also appreciate it. Here we're just going to be removing part of the Sheild connector by the CPU to expose the point that we need to solder. Now focusing on the click point, also known as the D point. This is a very tricky job for most. This is because, as you can see, it's within the board and isn't exposed. We're actually going to have to expose it ourselves. Very carefully using a precision grinder, a grinding pen, as you can see. We're going to expose the point by grinding away at the surface just till we have access to the click point. I also wanted to thank you guys for all the support and engagement I'm getting on my other social media content. This includes TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, all that good stuff. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting. Something else I've been working on for you guys is the Discord server, which you can find all these links in the description, by the way. In the Discord server, basically, if you guys want any one-to-one conversations, feedback, that's just another area where you can leave it. And I'll also be giving you guys support on any questions you guys have. Another great habit I recommend, and something we do here at Hardware Repair Depot just to have extra secure soldering joints we provide for our clients, is applying soldering mask. There is a big benefit from using this, as it seals the point into the board itself. We're just going to be covering up this point with the soldering mask and secure it using a nice UV light I have, and applying heat from my air soldering blower, which helps solidify the soldering mask properly. Moving on guys, this is the CMD D point, also known as the A point. We're just going to be soldering this on, applying some flux, and then we're just going to cover it up with the soldering mask as well. Alright guys, so now we're going to be moving on to this point right here. This is going to be the 3.3 volts point. This is going to supply power to the mod chip itself. So guys, we're just going to apply some flux again, and then we're going to apply the heat to solder it. Now this is the second to last point, guys. This is the ground pad. Then right after this, we're gonna do the B pad. So real simple here, just apply some flux. And now we're just gonna solder it in. Now right here is the last point on the board. This is the B point, so we're just gonna solder this in. And after this, guys, we're gonna attach all our points onto the Modchip and put our Modchip in place. So stay tuned for that. And now finally we're nearly halfway done with the process. All that's left is soldering all the points to the Modchip. But before we get into that, first we're gonna have to put the CPU back into place. Now we're gonna have to snip part of the shield that's getting in the way of the CPU ribbon we soldered in. After that, we can apply some fresh thermal paste and get that shield right back where it belongs. Now we're gonna have to secure the Modchip on top of the shield. To do this, we're gonna be using some Gorilla Glue double-sided tape, which works perfectly for this job, and then we're just gonna secure it on top. Alright guys, so now that we got the Modchip secured in its place on top of the CPU shield, we can go ahead and move forward. We just have to tin all the pads for the Modchip and organize all the wires. Tinning the pads nicely, this part is real satisfying. Always remember guys, like when you need extra flux, we are applying a lot of heat here. So you may need to occasionally reapply some flux whenever you need. Okay everyone, so as we're installing each point onto the Modchip one by one, I just wanted to go over some pointers that may help you guys if you are doing this process yourself. So here we are doing the A point. As I was saying, like you always want to be extra careful with the soldering iron. And just remember, like we are dealing with a delicate component, the Modchip and the Switch itself. You know, having a clean soldering tip and some good quality flux can make the job go much smoother. Also everyone, I wanted to take a moment here just to appreciate you guys. I nearly doubled the amount of subscribers I had from just posting my last video, and I just want to say I'm really thankful for all you guys who stopped and took your time to just leave a comment, subscribe, and like. If you guys are interested in watching that video, I'll leave the card on the screen right now. But as for the future of the channel, I just wanted to say a few things. I do have a lot of ideas coming up for the future, a lot of content ideas. I do have a PS4 revert tutorial coming up, and also a Switch Lite Modchip installation as well. So if that's something you'd find yourself interested in, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss an update. I also wanted to add all the engagement and support I've been getting on my other social media platforms such as Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. I also appreciate all that. I've been noticing an increase of engagement, so that's great. I'll leave all the links to the social medias in the description if that's something you want to check out. Also, something I've been working on for you guys is my brand new Discord server where you guys can reach out to me, leave more feedback and comments, and just have a one-on-one talk if you guys are interested. And of course, we'd be giving you guys support on any questions regarding any topic that you guys have. So if that's something you're interested in, check out the Discord invite link in the description below. Now, if this is something you guys are doing for the first time at home or something, just remember this part can be nerve-wracking, but take it slow and steady. It will pay off. Inspect each soldering joint under the microscope and make sure there's no cold joints or bridges and everything looks good. Alright, so now all that's left to do is just plug in this ribbon right here and we should be good. Now that the Modchip is in place, it's time to put everything back together, reattach all the cables, and carefully reinstall the screws. Make sure each component fits just like it did before. But before we do that, let's go ahead and test Modkit and see if it's flashing correctly. Alright guys, so now that the Modchip is installed, as you can see, I just put some Captain tape on top. And so now we can go ahead and test the Modchip. So I do have a charging wire right here for the Nintendo Switch, as you can see. We're just going to go ahead and plug that in. And there you go, the green flash means it flashed correctly into the payload. And that's a successful load. So now we can go ahead and actually install it into the chassis. So we're just going to go ahead and place it. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put on our module. So, making sure it is in line with everything. There we go. And then firmly pressing down. As you can see, it is in place. Alright, now let's move on. Move on back, just putting on these screws. Now we can go ahead and place the back cover on. Go ahead and test to see whether it's working. As you can see, we're getting the INSTINCT-NX boot logo. You can also see the lights. Alright, and there we go. We have the complete modded Switch. As you can see, power's on. Then I can go ahead and just place in a tester SD card. As you can see, I have one right here. So we can go ahead, open this, place this inside. Close the flash. And as you can see, boom. So there we go, guys. We're gonna go ahead and set up the client's micro SD card that he supplied with us. As you can see, this is the one that our client gave us, and it is a SanDisk stream, as you can see. Just like that. So we're gonna go ahead and set this one up. Should be good.